Hello, Rebel, and welcome to the Week 10 recap for Division 8. I have a guest with me this week, RexLongbone. Rex?
Yeah. Hello?
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been playing Blood Bowl for about, I think Blood Bowl 2, basically since it came out. First discovered it with Blood Bowl 1, back when that came out, but I never really got into that. The interface is
Yep.
far too awful. So I kind of bounced off of it. Got about 500 hours into Blood Bowl 2 now. 550.
Good deal.
So second season in Rebel.
Yep.
Been playing Skaven. Skaven's definitely my favorite team.
Have you been
Definitely
playing
more kind of agility
Skaven
coach.
the entire time?
The entire time I've been in Rebel, yeah.
Oh, awesome. Skaven specialist.
I love agility teams. They're my favorite by far. I just love being able to run around people.
Yeah, it is super fun. That's something I'm experiencing new with my team in the Rebel. I do not play agility teams except for in Rebel.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's been fun. So I guess diving right into the recap.
Yep.
First match of the week, we had the Red Runt Rage, Hyp Scambammer, whatever name you know him by, playing against Crown Jelly's Oathblow, the Norse team, and we had a 3-0 for the Norse there.
Yeah, it looks like based on the armor breaks, if Red Red Range had gotten a couple more guys, this match could have gone a different direction. But
It's
not really surprising that they got outcast by Norse.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. This Norse team has a decent amount of tackle, I believe. Is there an easy way to get to that from here?
Oh,
There's not.
I remember Oathblow having quite a bit of tackle.
Yeah, ton of tackle. So they're just getting all the good blocks and
Yeah,
looking at the team.
far too much tackle for my taste.
1, 2, 3, 4 had 5. They do have, and we'll see if he sticks around. But he took a movement bust.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you fire that, or it's not really that big a deal for a lineman.
Yeah, it's not a big deal for a lineman. So I can see him sticking around. Although
I would just throw him on the line. It'll take care of itself.
Yeah. Looking at just a couple of notes I made about the matchup, Full Candy Apple, one of the halflings for Hyp's team, picked up diving tackle, so he did have a little bit of development there. And the other thing I had noted is he didn't take any perms on any of his surviving halflings. This is a really damaged halfling team here with only six men on the roster, or no, seven men on the roster.
Still no trees.
Still no trees, but getting close. We're up to 100K now, so almost able to pick up that first tree and rebuild that. He had great trees too. He had a block tree and a movement up tree. So
they're this halfling team just rolls stats like it's nothing.
Yep.
It's outrageous.
On the north side of things, he picked up a couple of developments. He had Vintage Murphy, who picked up Pro. So let me get back to... I know he had... Vintage Murphy is a strength up tackle piece that is a lineman, and he picked up Pro. So, and then Wolf Blitzer picked up Mighty Blow. So some good development on that Norse team. 1890. This is a Norse team. How often do Norse teams make it to 1890 before bad things happen?
You know what? It seems like all the Norse teams in Rebel are high team value.
Right.
But I think that's kind of like a self-selection bias.
Yeah,
the ones that last are the ones that are doing well.
Right. Yeah, you're either 1890 TV or 0 TV and re-rolling.
Yeah. Also, Wolf Blitzer is a fantastic name.
It's a great name. That was my favorite
Oh man,
part.
I love that.
Yep. All right. Moving on to the next matchup, we had the Broken Boys versus Gotta Catch 'Em All. Broken Boys coached by Shazel Bob and Gotta Catch 'Em All by Steak Mittens. This was one that I think I would have predicted the other way. I was expecting the Claw Mighty Blow the Nurgle team to do work, and looking at the armor breaks, got to catch them all. Only had 7 armor breaks to 15, and they only managed 1 Kaz the entire game.
Yeah, I watched this game, and I don't fully remember, but what I do remember was mostly just the Tomb Guardians were doing so much, and Claw was just not firing.
Yep. That is the big strength that the Broken Boys had on this team. Is I think they did just kind of outstrengthen Nurgle a little bit. And let's go ahead and take a look at the teams. Statements, I think we did mention one of the things is he's short on guard at the moment a little bit. So
yeah, but
2 guard.
Well, to me, being 1700 with 2 guard as a bash team just seems like you have nothing. But also, Nurgle is just so expensive.
One of the things that's really tough to manage on Nurgle is so much of his skills in his team value is on all these Pestigors, which is great. You want those skilled up Pestigors, but the core of your team is these Nurgle warriors, and I think he may have lost a Nurgle warrior at one point, which is this undeveloped guy here.
Yeah. He recently lost a ball carrier Pesty as well a couple games ago.
Right. So a little bit of rebuild going on there, but that development on those Nurgle warriors and losing that Nurgle warriors, it takes a while to recover from that because they just don't skill up very quick.
Oh yeah, and he said his beast just dies constantly.
Oh,
from what I understand.
That's brutal.
So yeah.
I not to talk too much about my own teams. I have a strength 6 had a strength 6 Nurgle Beast of Nurgle in my tabletop team that died in the last game of the season. Died.
That beast needed to be put down.
Yeah. Yep. He was put down by an uphill block that was a double POW into dead.
Oh no.
Dead Norwegian. Goodbye. Anyways, but yeah. So Stigman's doing a little bit of rebuilding. The Broken Boys pulling off. Well, maybe I just misgauged that. I would have thought it was a little bit of an upset, but with their strength and the way that game played out, looks like they went to game plan there. Where? I was going to drill into the team and take a look because I know they have a couple of level
boys
ups.
are on the back page.
There we are. So, did pick up a couple of skill ups. Does have the awesome agility up throw raw, so actually picks up the ball most of the time. Who does have a skill up waiting. What do you take on this throw raw on his way to Legends?
I have no idea. I guess, I mean, if he rolls a level or doubles, you get dodge, but other than that, like, you just fend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Fend would probably be the choice, or would be my choice. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, it's kind of like if you roll doubles or if you roll like strength up or something. If you roll boxcars, do you take the strength or do you go for dodge?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yeah,
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you might get another doubles. You're probably not getting the second strength.
That's very true. I was bummed out to see the kick skeleton leveled up. Not really where you want any SPP to ever go onto the kick skeleton, but
you just take 30 player again.
Do you just take you don't?
Absolutely.
I think you might take wrestle. Maybe.
I think kick 30 player is like a classic on bash teams.
Yeah. You only need him once. Once you've kicked, you foul.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Ideally, yeah.
Yep. That makes sense.
And if Skeleton's not putting a boot in, I don't know what he's doing.
Right. Well, hey, if they've got the leg for kicking, they got the leg for booting.
That's right.
So moving on down the schedule, we've got the Rock'em Sock'ems versus Gigolo House. That is Dwigs versus... I forgot my notes to write down his name.
Shasla Bob is in chat and says the level up's in normal.
The level up's in normal.
Yeah, so looks like it's probably going to be Fend.
I would agree with that decision. Sounds like the way to go. All right.
See, maybe Hail Mary pass too, but that's just because I like weird skills. So that's probably wrong.
That's a bold choice, Hail Mary. The only problem is who's catching it on Kimmery. That's the only.
Well, you
problem.
don't use it on Kimmery. You don't use it to catch it. You use it to when shit goes to hell. You just toss it back to the other end of the pitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense too. Yep. Yeah. Could have it.
Because I mean, they don't really need much more, so you just punt.
Yep.
Shit goes, and you get a backup plan.
There you go. All right. The Rock'em Sock'ems versus the Gigolo House. This game looks like a game where armor just broke for the poor Wood Elves.
Oh, 20 armor breaks. Good lord.
Yeah.
On 28 blocks. Oh.
In an elf versus elf match, like that is not.
No.
That
Oh,
is not
Zim
what
has
you
had
wanna
a
see.
very rough season. He just gets beaten up every game,
Yep.
and 75% armor breaks is just
Yeah.
that's rough.
That's just.
I don't know what you're supposed to do against that.
Sometimes the dice conspire. But I don't like to talk about dice very often, but whenever you look at like you said, 28 blocks, 20 armor breaks?
Uh huh.
Come on.
Yeah, that's oof.
Uh,
Do the Rocket Sockums have a lot of body blow? I don't know.
I don't think so. Let's take a look.
They've got
at the
2.
Yeah, so they have
But
some, but
even still, you expect a little over 50% with mighty blow against armor 7,
yep.
and that's 75%.
No. Yeah, only 2 mighty blow. Looking at this team now, and now I want to go back and look and see what happened last week, because whenever I played the Rock'em Sock'ems, they had a bunch of guard, and there is no guard on this team. What happened?
Yeah, they had a lot of guard when I played them.
Yeah. Okay. I missed that.
Yep says Dwiggs trimmed his own TV for inducements, but I'm not sure what exactly that entailed. I don't know if he's memeing or if he actually fired some people just to get some inducements down.
Wow, chat is incredibly active. I'm not used to having this active of a chat. Here we go.
REL 8's been dying for a recapper.
All right. Well, may or may not have nudged him in that direction.
Yeah.
Who did Dwiggs induce? Is there a way to tell inducements from this?
I think you maybe check former players on RebelNet.
Let's see. One.
Rock'em Sock'ems. He had Eldril. Yeah, okay. So if you go into the match report on Rebel,
Yep.
shows you everybody that was in there. So he had Eldril,
Okay.
which is great.
That
Eldril's
is great.
Phenomenal.
Yep. That Hypnogaze can do amazing
Yeah.
things. Yeah. The one thing I will say for Gigolo House on this, they did not lose any players permanently. They did pick up, I believe, an MNG or 2. They lost 2 MGs. And they lost a leader for the next game, which is not optimal. So going to be down not just the player but also a reroll.
Well, I think he's got 3 rerolls base, so
it's
not hurting too bad.
Should be able to get by.
Unless Rebel.net counts the leader in the... I don't know how that works.
I
I'm
don't
assuming
think
it's 3 base rerolls.
Yeah, I think it's 3 base. It seems like I played him not long ago, and I think he did have the 4 rerolls with the leader on the field. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Team roster shows 3 rerolls rostered. Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
So, good deal there.
That movement down on that thrower is probably not that big a deal.
Yeah. No, not a worry at all. The movement down, he can hang around and do his job just fine, because he's going to stay in the backfield and then huck it over to one of those catchers that are just going to take off and do their thing.
For how much Zim has gotten beaten up this season, he's got quite the team.
Yeah, his team is actually looking in pretty good shape. So hopefully, if no more perms happen, he'll be well positioned. This I love the lineman down here being the 3rd war dancer. That's great. Yeah. Movement up and block on the tree. That is a perfect tree.
Yeah, that lineman gets wrestle strip, and now it's even scarier than a war dancer.
Yeah, it's actually better. It's a better strip ball player than a war dancer is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a great team, shaping up really well.
Awesome.
All right. Next up on the list, then we had. Next up on the list, we have your game.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happened. I just haven't been able to get a Politic. I don't know if he's had I don't know if real life's gotten real busy or what, but I was really looking forward to playing against 1,800 vampires. And by looking forward, I mean completely terrified.
Yeah. Oh, you never know how that kind of matchup's going to go.
Yeah.
But,
well, he's got 3 mighty blow tackle, 3 mighty blow pieces. 2 of them have tackle.
Yep.
And a strength 5, movement 7 vamp. This team's really scary.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing team, and the Agi 4 thralls do things that you would never expect thralls to do.
Oh yeah, his Agi 4 pass thrall.
Yeah, it's great.
Insanity.
Agi4 sure hands pass. He's gonna get the ball. Does not care.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be an exciting game. It seemed like he likes to have a passing game, so I was looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That's how you got to play against off him, but I don't know, it just didn't work out.
Yep. It's unfortunate, but hopefully everything's okay, and we'll get some good games out of him next week. Then we have my game, the Pananimals versus the Night Haunt. This game, from my perspective, and I know I have a biased perspective, was a bit of a Pyrrhic victory for me. We had the nuclear fireball that happened this game. My movement 9 blitzer that had Lodge, the piece I used for one turning, dead and off the fireball. My I shit you not, is now dead.
Yeah. I saw it live and I was like, oh my god, that's awful, but also thank god.
My War Dancer blitzer is Miss Nick's game. Totally irrelevant. And then we had a stun off of that. But the ball didn't bounce favorably for him. It stayed within my tackle zones off of that nuclear fireball. And he played a really good game, but I was really, this should have been a draw game. The only reason it's not a draw was my now dead one-turner ran a one-turner in and was able to grind out the 2-1 victory.
Oh, yeah. Did his job.
Yep.
That's good.
It
was an exciting game when I was watching it.
Yeah, it felt like a fun game all the way through to me. Like it was really close. He got the damage in on me, just wasn't able to catch those sneaky elves.
Ah, yeah. So that's the glory of elves.
Yep. He did pick up a couple of level ups on. He picked up a mummy level up, and
always good.
Was able to get stand firm on a. I need to get better at navigating this while I talk. Was able to pick up stand firm on his break tackle
Apophos?
Guard. Yeah, Apophos. Yeah. And he was able to get guard on his other white. So now he are on the Morbicus. Well, no. I must have had that written down. No,
the zombie.
On a
zombie
guard. Somewhere.
Conrad the Reborn leveled. I remember that, I think.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I knew it was guard on a white. I just looked down at that white and saw, wait, that's not. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, picked up guard on it on that. So getting that critical massive guard going.
Yeah, that's all. He's got a lot of guard now.
Get a lot of guard. Only one tackle piece. I tried my best to keep Vlad irrelevant that game. It was really hard. But yeah,
I find you don't.
And there's
you
my
don't
boy.
often need a lot of tackle. Oh, where? What? Oh, you're
down at the bottom of the roster. There's
I should have seen that.
Yep. But yeah, it was a great game.
Hopefully, he goes on to have a long, fulfilling career as a zombie.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing him with.
Ups.
Well, I was thinking dirty player, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Moving on down. We had Orcsploitation Cinema versus the Street Sharks. Shadora just continuing to run a clinic on our division here.
Yeah, I didn't see this game, but Shadora messaged me afterwards, said he was coming for my touchdown differential. So I feel like he might have been pushing them touchdowns a little hard.
Yeah, that's
really hard to catch him. Make sure he's got everything on lock.
That is definitely what it looks like. I was really hoping to see this stay closer. I want to see the pressure on, but he's looking like he's trying to run away with it.
Cool. Yeah. It's gonna be hard. I just need somebody to beat Shadora, please, so that way I can go ahead and get back in first place.
I would love to do that, but I've already lost to Shadora. Or actually, I drew. I was one of the draws, so helping the cause. Yeah, he picked up 11 SPP on Rocks. So Rocks only now 58 SPP to Legend on this crazy skink.
Yeah, that's somebody killed that skink too while you're at.
Yep.
I tried. I couldn't catch it. Couldn't keep up.
Dashutenheim was able to kill a diving tackle skink, so trim the skinks a little bit.
It looks like Dashutenheim lost a really good blitzer.
He did.
I think he fired.
Did he fire it?
I believe so.
Let's take a look. Looking at the roster here, he is
Samuel Ork Jackson.
He is
Who
gone.
was a Lodge Sandfarm guard blitzer, is now gone. I'm not sure if it was it a Navy bust, perhaps?
Yes, it was an AV bust. So I don't know.
Oof. He already had an Agi bust, and then he took an AV bust. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
I would have been tempted to keep that, but I also just like to I'm used to letting my people die naturally, so I don't know.
Yeah, I would have been tempted to keep it as well, but maybe a bit of a TV trim. Maybe he just felt like starting over.
Yeah.
He did have the money to immediately replace him, so
Yeah, that's good.
So I can see that
it won't be hard to get guard back up.
Yeah, that'll quickly redevelop. So, not much more to say on that front. Do you have any other thoughts or comments on this matchup or Shadora's monster 1810 lizard team?
No. I don't even want to look at it.
Fair enough.
It's outrageous. He's such a good coach.
Yeah.
That team's just disgusting.
Yeah, it's a great team. I appreciate this is very well developed lizards. I tried so hard to break one of those Armor 8 lizards, never got it. Dr. Robert is a nightmare. Yep. That's about all I have to say about that. So then we have the Battle Brothers versus the Hausdorff's Homewreckers. Caloric versus Randomus Namus.
Yep. And another 3-0.
Another 3-0. A lot of 3-0s this week. Not
outrageous.
Not quite what I was expecting here. The Battle Brothers, not only that, the Battle Brothers picked up some insane development off of this.
Oh, really?
When you look at this team, if I can navigate to them, there they are.
18 SPP from one game. That's pretty good.
18 SPP from one game. And on his Blitzer that leveled up, the Hand of Davkol, he rolled his third Agi up on a Blitzer.
Jesus.
So we're looking at 3 Agi 4 Blitzers on this Bretonnian team.
Are they just elves now?
They're pretty much just elves now. They have Agi 3 linemen, but Agi 4 Blitzers. That's
at least he's missing his Mighty Blow Blitzer for next game.
Missing his Mighty Blow Blitzer for next game, and that is his only Mighty Blow Blitzer.
And one of his tackle pieces.
Yeah, and one of his tackle pieces. All the tackle.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Because I play him next.
All right.
So
Randomus Namus, I took a look at his team. He, the main thing I saw from this match, it looks like his armor breaking just didn't fire off that match. Whenever we
got 18 armor breaks with very little actual Kaz out of it, it seems like.
Yeah, 18 armor breaks, only 1 Kaz. I think there were 7 KOs. Yeah, knocked out.
Oh no!
And I guess they all just woke up. And
Battle Brothers were there to battle.
They were there to battle. I played them last week. They put up a heck of a game. They the Agi 4 Blitzers are a nightmare to deal with because you are kind of playing just like this elf team that has all these fend and wrestle linemen and blockers. So it's really surprisingly frustrating to play against.
Yeah, he's got fantastic blitzers, but not a whole lot on his blockers.
Yeah, almost nothing on the blockers. He's just got some wrestle guys and some fend guys.
So I don't really know much about Bretonnians, but
I will tell you this: he is great at fouling. He will wrestle your pieces down and then step on them.
With six peasants, I would kind of expect that.
Yep. And then he's now got these elves that just run around and do things. So I don't think this is a normal Bretonnian team at this point. This is kind of an exceptional.
And honestly, his team value is really low.
Yeah, for what you're playing
has.
against. Yeah. So not only do you have to play against this really powerful set of blitzers, you're probably giving them some inducements. He gets a bribe.
Blockers are pretty okay out of the gate. Let's wrestle is pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
They're cheap as shit, so just foul everything.
Yep.
And he still gets inducements.
Yep, absolutely. So
and he's got bodies to throw at you.
It's working for him.
Yeah.
I think the Agi 4 is helping a ton, but it's definitely working for
I'm
him.
sure it is.
Taking a look at the leaderboard, Shadora, like we said, trying to run away with it. 7-2-1. Closest person behind him is right now Oathblow.
If I get an admin win, the admins haven't told me what's happening yet, but if I get one, I will be 2 points behind him in second.
Yes, you will. So you'll be right there. Forgot to factor that in. So Skaven will jump to second. Yes, so you'll be right behind him. We'll see what happens with the admin. Well, you want to take a look at next week?
Yeah.
All right. First up, we have the Red Runt Rage versus the Gigolo House. What do you think is going to happen with that matchup there?
I mean, with Yup, you just never know.
Yeah, you never know.
He's just a crazy coach.
It depends if the halflings land when they're thrown, and
yep. Yeah. And the way Zim's been getting beat up, who knows?
I just hope no perms. I want to see that elf team have a good solid run at a season.
I hope it's just a really silly game all around, and everybody comes out of it healthy.
Yep, absolutely.
Battle for the basement, Yup says.
Then we have Gotta Catch 'Em All versus Count on Us. So that is the Nurgle versus the Vampire team.
Yeah.
That should be...
Hopefully whatever's going on with Poetic is resolved so we can play that game, but...
Yep, absolutely.
I don't know how 1800 vampires work. I've only ever played vampires one time, and I've never played against them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're just a complete mystery to me.
I think vampires, and this is just kind of my opinion from playing. I've played against them a little bit. I have played against Poetic this season. They seem almost like a really good stunty team, because when the Bloodlust is against him, there's nothing he can do. Whenever it's not against him, you know how you've been on the other side of a stunty team when they're just making their dice, right? Like, it can feel like it can feel awful.
It's like, oh no, just depressing.
The plays that they can do.
Hypnogaze is such a cool skill.
It's an amazing skill. They get 4 blitzes a turn.
So cool.
Yep.
Well, hopefully that game happens. I'd love to see it. I think it'd be really fun all around.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. As for predictions, I don't know about that one. I think I would stick with...
I think I'm probably going to stick with the Nurgle. Just for reliability.
From a reliability standpoint, if the Nurgle's able to punch down some of the thralls, which would be their goal, I think it can really go their way. But you can never count out the vampires.
Yeah, well, and the vampires seem like they're built for passing, and all that disturbing presence is going to make that difficult.
Yeah.
Especially since he's not a true passer; he's just an Agi 4 thrall with pass, so he doesn't have like the accurate and stuff to counter that.
Yep, this is very true. Next,
so I'd probably give it to the Nurgle.
Yep. Next matchup: Oathblow versus the Night Haunt. That is our Norse team versus the Undead team.
Yep.
What do you think about that one?
Snort's team is like pretty killy, and they've got a ton of bodies to withstand Vlad's onslaught.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna give it to the Norse.
Yep. I think I would tend to agree with that. The Norse team is, like you said, very killy. They're scary to play against. That's a good looking Norse team. So we'll see what happens there. Then we've got the Broken Boys versus the Street Sharks. I'm just going to give it to the Broken Boys because...
Yeah, well, I was talking to Shas about it earlier. He's taking the game really seriously.
Okay.
He's got a pretty good plan in place, so... I'm going to go along with you now. I'm going to say the Broken Boys.
You have to. I at this point, I think the Street Sharks are kind of like the... They're the
Shesselbob's out for blood.
They're the team everyone has to root against. So we're all on your side, Shesselbob.
Don't let us down.
And then we've got the Rock'em Sock'ems versus Hausdorff's Homewreckers. just to throw my thoughts out there, this is normally whenever I see Chorfs versus a Dark Elf team, I'm like, oh no, it's Chorfs versus an Elf team. This is going to be really bad. Whenever I played against the Homewreckers, they were punching with pillows, and last week they only managed one Kaz, and if they can't put some casualties on you, I don't think they can.
I mean, if they can't get anybody, any of these Dark Elves off the field, they're just gonna run.
Yep. So, and the knockouts aren't good enough because the Rock'em Sock'ems, I believe, are getting inducements this matchup. They'll probably have some babes on the sideline.
Let's see, 1280 versus 1720.
Yeah.
That's a huge team value difference. Like
that is
that might be
well, it is hard to overcome, but elves can do it. They can just run away. Like they don't have to engage.
How Randomist does have a sure hands bull, so that kind of negates the strip ball.
Yep.
On Rock'em Sock'ems. I think this is going to be the Chaos Force.
One thing I have to ask philosophically, how do you feel about the ball carrying bull? That's a controversial topic, I think.
Yeah. I think Chorfs are an abomination in general. But
I agree with that.
When I do, I try to carry on the bull just because I think it's cool. But I don't know if it's good. I wouldn't consider myself a good Chorf coach by any means.
Whenever I do play Chorfs, I'm against the ball carrying bull. It's just too unreliable, and I feel like you want your bulls doing other things than babysitting the ball.
Yeah, that's fair. When I do ball carrying bull, he's like a really active part of the offense, though.
Mm-hmm.
So like I frequently do blitzes with him.
Okay.
Which is probably kind of risky, but it gets them moving and it gets them up the field.
It definitely does. The one great thing about a ball carrying bull, or really just a high strength ball carrier in general, is they can just blitz through the line and then run it in, and simplifies a lot of plays.
And they're so fast that you don't have to push as far.
Oh no, not at all.
And they can blitz through a line, so you can just kind of get a little into the opponent's half, and now you've got a scoring threat, and you can just hang out and beat people up.
Absolutely. All right. Next up, I don't think I can ask who you favor in this matchup, but we have your matchup, the One Cheese versus the Battle Brothers.
I might be biased.
Yeah, you may be slightly biased, but any thoughts you do want to share on this matchup?
Let's see, what is his team value compared to mine? Ah, fuck. This is probably going to be the first match I played all season without a wizard.
Wow.
Actually.
All right.
So, and he might have a wizard on me if he wants to spend it. Yeah. Oh, actually, he's got 40k sitting in the bank, so if he wants one, he can have a wizard against me. So it's going to be the first match I played against a wizard all season, potentially.
Wow.
But also, I've got
with his agility guys, he may take a wizard too, because he can fetch that ball.
I mean, I'll happily get into a shootout. I just recently got a movement 10 gutter runner,
right? Who
is more than happy to just run touchdowns in all day because he really needs sprint. So I don't know.
Movement 10 gutter runners are.
I think it's going to be a hard game.
Yeah.
For me personally, but I think I've got the tools to do what I need to.
I think.
So I've got.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got a claw palm rat. Just recently got 2 heads on another gutter runner. This team's really starting to roll the doubles that need it to get interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's got all the agility, but also I love to play shootouts, so I ain't scared of that.
Yeah.
And if he wants to stall on me, he's got to stall through claw palm. So
I think the only thing I would be slightly scared of there is if you go for that pylon. I would caution you. He's going to be ready to step on him.
Oh, I'm sure. I ain't scared.
There you go. So we'll see how that pans out. I think this will be a really close matchup. Our match was a really hard fought match. It was a fun one. So best of luck to both of you. That'll be a good one.
It's a match I've been looking forward to because this team has got crazy development, and you don't see Bretonians often. So I like playing teams that are more rare.
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting.
Last up, we have my matchup versus Orcsploitation Cinema, and I'll let you take the lead on this one. What are your thoughts on this one?
Ooh. Uh, Orcs. So when I played Orcsploitation Cinema, I got like beat down,
Mm-hmm.
but I still won 3-0.
Yep.
He doesn't have a lot of tackle, and I think you've got a decent amount of dodge.
I have a ton of dodge, and he
Yeah.
only has one tackle
Yeah, you
piece.
do.
So
Yep.
yeah. Looking at the rosters, he's got an Agi 4 thrower, which is really cool. He way out guards me because I have no guard, have not rolled any doubles. He has he has 3 mighty blow and 1 tackle, and the tackle has frenzy, so that guy's gonna knock people down. So Jesse run
Yeah.
through you. He's a scary piece.
Yeah, and he's got that strength 5 blitzer, which is disgusting.
And he is on 12 player, so he has he's free reign to foul with.
He loves to foul.
Yep.
I don't know if you can tell by his sneaky get dirty player.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think I think you've got what you need to deal with all the guard he has. You can just run away from him, for the most part.
Yep, that
Like
is.
he can try to hit you, but he doesn't have enough tackle to really stop you from just elfing on him.
Yep, that'll be the plan. I'm definitely going to be the runaway coach in this matchup. So we'll see if the lack of tackle and the plethora of dodge that I have pays off for me. I'm only going to have 2 players on the field without dodge. So 3.
Yeah, that's great.
3.
That is an insane amount of dodge.
Yep.
Holy crap!
Well, I would gladly give up some of that dodge for a couple of guard pieces, but
Oh yeah. Still though, I mean, it's a lot of dodge.
yeah. I'm
Shasabab has an interesting question. If the Battle Brothers win, are they in contention? They would end up being 7-1-3, which would give them 21 points. And we'll assume Shadora wins. That would put him the standings. If Shadora wins, he's at 26, and the Battle Brothers will be at 21. 22.
I think that depends on what happens with the Norse too, because the Norse right now with all the draws.
Oh yeah, Norse are actually tied with Battle Brothers. So.
Yeah.
If the Bretonians or Norse win and Shadora still wins, they're still a win and some points behind him. So.
Yep.
Shadora's got to lose for anybody to have a chance.
Yeah, everyone is looking for Shadora to lose, and looking at the schedule, what is Shadora? So he's got the Broken Boys next. Week 12, I think, is the Steak Mittens match. Is that right?
Yep, that's when the call really needs to turn on.
Yep, that's the one I'm really rooting for Steak Mittens there, and I know that'll be a
so if he just saves up all of his cash for Shadora, it'd be great.
I've heard other people referring to this as the sibling rivalry. I understand they're pretty good friends, so.
Yeah, I think they're high school friends.
Yeah.
Known each other for a while, played games forever.
Yep.
They're basically in every single division in Rebel together because the admins think it's funny.
That's great. That's great. So I'm really rooting for the Nurgle on this one. Steak Mittens, do us proud.
Yeah.
And then the last week they have the Night Haunt. So.
Yeah. So they've got some matches that they've got quite a bashy end of the season.
Yep. And they have some armor 8 sources, so that team can get bashed on.
Yep.
So we shall see. Should be a good end of the season. All right. Any parting thoughts or parting words?
I wasn't prepared for this. I don't know. It's been a great season so far, and I've really enjoyed chatting shit with everybody in the division. So hopefully I get some of you guys in my division next season. It's been a lot of fun.
Yep, absolutely. I've really enjoyed this one too. Every game I've played has been a fun game with a coach who's had a pretty good attitude about everything. So I really enjoy that and appreciate that. And also, you have me week 12. So good luck.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I will have my war dancer back then.
Yeah, but your one turner's gone.
Yeah, my one turner's gone. Sad, but
I've got 2 tackle, so I got 3 tackle.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Yeah, it'll be a scary matchup. We're looking. I'm looking for some of your tackle to get eliminated this match. That's just miss next game. No permanent damage.
Yeah. One of my tackle is nickeled, so it might happen.
All right. Well, fingers crossed. But all right. Well, thank you for joining me, and
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. Everyone have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.